Hi, my name is Andrew Featheroff. I live in New Fairfield, Connecticut. I am 5 foot 10 inches tall, and I'm auditioning for the role of Brian.
Mr. Agnifilo, what's your response to Sean Combs' arrest?
We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. He is an imperfect person, but is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court.
And why should your client be granted bail?
Your Honor, Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs flew to New York. He was willing to surrender. In fact, we asked if he could surrender, and they denied it because they didn't want him to surrender, because if he surrenders, they don't get to tell the judge that he's a flight risk and he's a danger, because who, as a danger and a flight risk, would fly to New York and surrender?
Bail is denied.
We will appeal this decision, Your Honor.
How do you plan to defend Mr. Combs?
There's a lifestyle. Call it swingers, call it whatever you will. Many people think it's appropriate. The reason he thought it was appropriate is because it's so common. It's our defense to these charges that this was a toxic, loving 11-year relationship. Everything that happened was consensual between adults.
What about the hotel surveillance video?
That video shows a domestic dispute over infidelity, not evidence of sex trafficking. The video was taken out of context. Cassie had taken Mr. Combs' belongings and left the hotel room after discovering he had another girlfriend. To the extent that the government says that this is somehow evidence of sex trafficking, it's evidence of Mr. Combs having more than one girlfriend and getting caught. Your Honor, I'd like to request the return of a potential juror for further questioning regarding their social media activity.
Proceed, counselor.
You mentioned liking a video about baby oil. Can you explain what you found humorous about that?
Just a comedy video. I thought it was funny.
And you can put that aside and judge this case based solely on the evidence presented in court?
Yes, absolutely.
Your Honor, the hotel surveillance video is significantly impacting our ability to seat an impartial jury. Nearly every prospective juror mentions it. Your Honor, I think if we started court even 15 minutes early on Monday, we'd still start proceedings on time. Given that one juror has already backed out, I believe we should wait until Monday to conduct the final strikes to ensure we have a full panel.
Will Sean Combs testify at his trial?
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. I think he's very eager to tell his story. He has his story, and he has a story that I think only he can tell in the way he can tell it in real time. It's a human story. It's a story of love. It's a story of hurt. It's a story of heartbreak. When he describes that relationship, the word he uses more than any other word is heartbreak. He was heartbroken. She was heartbroken.
About the Cassie video.
I think he will tell every part of his story, including what you see on the video. I expect it's going to be explained by the both of us. I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything. I don't know what you need 1,000... One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you even need 1,000 for. He has a big house. He buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. Here's how we're going to frame this. The government wants you to believe that Mr. Combs ran a criminal enterprise, but what they'll show you is a successful businessman who had relationships with consenting adults. Every single woman who participated in these so-called freak-offs was a willing participant. These were adults making private choices. The prosecution will try to criminalize lifestyle choices they find distasteful. But this isn't about whether you approve of someone's private life. This is about whether the government has proven, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Mr. Combs committed the specific crimes charged. They'll show you the hotel video. But that's a domestic dispute, not evidence of sex trafficking. They'll talk about Cassie. But she stayed in this relationship for over a decade. If it was truly coercive, why didn't she report it? Why did she continue to benefit from her association with Mr. Combs? The truth is, Mr. Combs believes he's innocent. He feels an obligation to show the world that a black man can win in federal court. And that's exactly what we intend to do. Your Honor, we move to dismiss the Mann Act charges. This law was once called the White Slave Traffic Act, enacted in 1910. Its historic purpose has been to target black men and supposedly protect white women from them. It's been used to prosecute boxing champion Jack Johnson and Chuck Berry. This case is unprecedented in many ways, but perhaps most notably and most disturbingly, no white person has ever been the target of a remotely similar prosecution.
Objection. The defendant is attempting to inject race.
We're not making a racial argument at trial, Your Honor. We're simply pointing out the discriminatory application of this specific statute.
So how's this looking?
Sean, we got a fight ahead of us, but I believe in our case. You've been fighting, and you were innocent. You're going to be able to show it.
The food in here is terrible.
I think the food's probably the roughest part of it, but we're working hard to get you home. Just stay strong.
The defendant orchestrated elaborate sex performances.
Objection, Your Honor. That characterizes the evidence.
The victims were coerced.
Objection. The alleged victims were consenting adults. He's going to fight this with all of his energy and all of his might, and the full confidence of his lawyers. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, a self-made entrepreneur, a loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community. Your Honor, on Friday, defense attorneys plan to argue that Combs' then-girlfriend had a propensity for violence toward him during their relationship. We believe this is relevant to understanding the hotel incident.
Your Honor, this is victim blaming.
It's not victim blaming to present evidence of mutual domestic violence. The relationship was toxic on both sides. Remember, this comes down to consent. Every witness they bring will have to acknowledge that they continued these relationships. They have to explain why, if they were truly victims, they kept coming back. They have to explain why they never reported these alleged crimes until lawsuits promised financial gain. The government hasn't proven coercion. They've proven that my client had a lifestyle they disapprove of. That's not enough for a conviction.